The Boogeyman is I guess it's like a remake. I'm not sure if I'm being perfectly honest. A lot of people told me, "Oh, is it better than the original?" Not to like rant at the beginning of this video, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, is it better than the original?" I don't ever remember there being an original Boogeyman movie. I don't know. Anyway, The Boogeyman is a 2023 horror monster movie thing directed by Rob Savage, and is yeah, it's a thing. I was actually really excited for this movie. The trailers looked really promising. It was like poised as like the scariest movie of this year, and how it had to be recut because it was too scary and audiences were screaming too much at it. I guess it was all smoke and mirrors, but like I don't know. I was really intrigued by it. And I love the premise of like a boogeyman. I've always really liked, I don't know, like childhood monsters like that, or things that are in children's imaginations that terrorize them. I thought that concept has always been really cool in horror, and I was really excited for this specific, like, I don't know, urban legend to be explored. Um, how to talk about this movie? So I saw this movie midway through my senior trip. There is a movie theater in Universal in Florida, and I went there with my friend, and it's something. It's certainly something. It starts off promising enough. Like I liked the usage of like the dead parent as a metaphor for parental neglect and like ignoring your children's real fears that are actually happening to them, and like this monster preying on vulnerable children. But as the movie went on, it was very, very clear that this was a R-rated horror movie cut down to be a PG-13 movie, which PG-13 horror isn't always bad. Like that doesn't automatically mean a PG-13. Like a PG-13 horror movie doesn't always equal bad. Insidious is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and that movie is PG-13. Like there are plenty of PG-13 horror movies that work. This one did not. It was very clearly cut up and very incoherent. There was so much of this movie where I was just questioning, huh? That what wait, how does that relate to that? And why are they in this scene? The transitions were not seamless at all. The editing of this movie was absolutely dog shit. Like it was just bad. It was just plain bad, and it was very, very apparent. As someone who editing isn't really like the main thing I'm looking at when I watch a movie. Like that's just not how my brain works, I guess. It's very noticeable in this movie, and it only gets worse from there. The script is just a giant mess. It's very clearly cutting a lot of things out. It's missing pieces. It is not a well strung together plot at all, and it gives the actors really, really little to work with. And I liked like the two, I guess, main leads that we get here. The little girl is fine, like she's just a child actor, but the dad and the older daughter, I thought they did a good job enough. The dad was in Air, and I liked him in that movie, and he worked more as like of a subtle character than in that in this movie. He was fine. The main daughter was fine. She did a good enough job, but there was just so many decisions made here that were really, really bad decisions. Like I don't know, they just missed the mark really badly, and this ended up being one of my least favorite movies I've seen all year. It was not tense at all. It wasn't really frightening. I didn't find like the boogeyman to be scary. It could have been scary. Like this creature had the potential to be scary. The opening sequence gets your heart pumping, and like it is very tense. But after that, they just kind of ruin it. They make this monster kind of generic. They make the boogeyman just your average, like, ghoul, I guess, this average creature lurking in the night. And I wish they could have went way more with I don't know, the short story that this is originally based off of. Yeah, there's a lot of wasted potential with the boogeyman. I felt like it had a cool concept that it just face planted immediately. Like it's going into way too many tropes. It's way too similar to a lot of other movies. It's kind of nothing, if that makes sense. Like this movie, it's very hard to talk about just because of how bland it is and how little substance that you get with this movie. There's nothing new to be added. There's nothing it's trying to add to the overall genre of horror, and it's not making up for that with like entertaining scares or like good camp or anything at all. This movie doesn't push the needle in any direction, and honestly, I've kind of forgotten about most of it at this point. It's just been there in my mind. Like, I know I saw it. I know I went into the movie theater. I sat through it. But the actual substance of the movie, the actual story and the direction and the themes just right out the brain. One thing I'm going to give it credit for is the cinematography. It was at least interesting. I liked how they did a couple of scenes. There's one in the trailer with like a car light going by in a kitchen, her shutting the fridge door. That was cool. Or like the little sister rolling this ball of light under her bed, and it like going like that. That was cool. But other than that, yeah, just besides moments like, oh, that was cool. All right, I wonder how they did that. Or that was interesting. This movie gives me nothing. It gives me absolutely nothing. It's definitely one of the worst movies I've seen this year. I don't know what it is recently, but I have not been seeing good movies recently. It's just been bad after worse, and God, I can't see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soon enough. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'm going to give The Boogeyman like a strong D+, maybe like a light C-, but a strong D+ sounds right. I did not like this movie at all, and yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Did you guys see The Boogeyman? What were your thoughts? Did you actually get some entertainment out of it? Did you like it, or did you really not have any strong feelings like I did, or did you hate it even more than I did? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I am going to be seeing Spider-Verse sometime this week, so stay tuned for that. I already have pre-ordered tickets for Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones 5. Very excited for that. So there's more stuff coming up. Asteroid City's coming out next week, so there's tons of stuff to look forward to. But for now, I have to review crap like The Boogeyman. And I'm probably going to watch that new HBO Max movie with Sydney Sweeney. I think it's called Reality. And I'm also going to be watching Blackberry, so, you'll get reviews of those too as well. Other than that, that's it, and I will see you guys in the next video.